Lots of stuff. Lots of great stuff.
That's one way of putting it. You've done lots and lots of stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's very, very awesome. First of all, it's a pleasure to meet you, and I really enjoyed the movie. So for me, the first question came into my mind as I watched it, or as I just got the notification, hey, there's coming the next one. How do you explore a topic when you have already books and already movies from two different styles? How do you explore those material to create something new in your own style?
I think there's many aspects of that. I mean, one above all things, the main thing is can you make a good movie? And can you make something that's entertaining? Can you make something for the world as well? That's something which is something very specific about this books. I think they're very universal, so they speak the whole world. So that's the first question with any movie. I think can we do something special and that reaches the world? But it's not just for a small audience. It's just for the fans of the book and no one else. So and I thought we could do that because I think the books are very, very universal. But then the other part, it's always the main question for me is like, is there anything left to say about that character? When there's been other movies and there's been one American movie obviously, but then 4 movies in total, but not 5 now with this one. It is more about that. Is there anything left to say? And I think there was something left to say. I mean, there was something more to say about her. She's the most captivating character in the books and in the other movies, but she's always a sidekick, or she's someone that you're chasing around. She's never the lead. She's never the character you follow. And for such a feminist books, in a way, a feminist character or icon at least, it was strange that all the other movies were always through the eyes of a man. It was good to do one that was 100% from the eyes of Lisbeth Salander, right?
I was very excited to see your performance because I think it's a little bit brave. Because I find it very exciting. How do you explore a character, already out of the books, and you have seen 2 versions in the last 10 years on the big screen, and you bring your own stuff into the character. So how do you prepare and how do you find your own unique style preparing a character?
I think a lot of it is to try not to put too much pressure on yourself. I think there's already so much pressure. Just from, the fact that I loved the books as well, so I already know the significance and the importance of the character, and I loved her. So anything I was going to be critical of it, I would do it tenfold to myself as opposed to anyone from the outside. But I think you have to ignore the desire to make a bold choice, to make a bold decision, to try and put yourself on the character in any way. You can't really do that. You have to just listen to, read the books, listen to what Lisbeth is trying to tell you and follow that, as opposed to try and make a statement. It's just pointless, really.
So, and of course, there are lots of book readers all around the world, and I have to be honest, I don't read so much books. So every time I do a review, it's just, have you read the book? It's different in the book. And how do you prepare yourself with, okay, I want to do a good movie, but maybe you have to change a little bit what's inside.
Yeah, I mean,
how do you prepare yourself?
Look, this is how I think it goes. If I show you a movie and the movie's not very entertaining, and I tell you, oh, but it's just like the book, you're gonna go, well, I don't care. I came to see a movie. So you always have to compromise. You have to change. You have to adapt. You have to make it into a movie. So there's always changes. And this particular movie is actually based on this 4th book, but it's really inspired by the whole universe of Dragon Tattoo, of Millennium series, and there's even not the storylines, but some versions of storylines are kind of inspired from book 2 and 3. So it's based on 4th one, but it also has a lot of elements of the books that haven't been adapted into American movies. So I think the main thing is to give the audience, again, like an entertaining experience, above all things. To honor the book, and in a case like this, I think it was something that wasn't the main priority, to make it literal, to make it just like the book. I think in a case like this, books are books and movies are movies.
Jetzt bist du dran.
And for me, Lisbeth is a very exciting character because she's also very loyal, but I always get a connection with fear. So she's of course fearless, but she feels fear. So in which cases do you show strength although you feel, okay, I'm a little bit afraid, or I'm a little bit nervous, or maybe you feel a weakness?
I think that I don't think that Lisbeth is fearful. I think she's full of fear, but she acts anyway, and I think that's the kind of the definition of courage, isn't it? Really, and bravery, that you know the fear is there, but you do it anyway. I mean, so much. I'm pretty much afraid of everything. So everyday life, kind of going out of the house, is a triumph for me.
What I also really like about watching actresses or actors is how they create a character. So were there any character traits about Lisbeth you expected before, or were there something we were very surprised of? So it's okay, this is surprising. I didn't expect this character trait from Lisbeth, although you know her before.
I think that I suppose so much of Lisbeth and her character is sort of read from the outside. Even in the novels, it's all seen through Mikael Blomvik's point of view, and so much of the way she looks, the way she speaks, the way she acts is other people projecting onto her what they think she's like. And I think I definitely was surprised when I was shooting how much vulnerability that I thought there was, and how much I really felt at a certain point that really she was what everyone deems her not to have is feelings, and that she doesn't exist in that way, is that actually she has more than most people. It's just that she can't process them.
For me, Lisbeth is a very exciting character, and I always got kind of connection with loyalty and also with fear, because it mixes it in a very, very kind of crazy way. So in which cases do you show, like Lisbeth, sometimes strength, although you feel you have a weakness right now? And how do you deal with it?
I think you try to show all the aspects are relevant for the story, but I'm not sure if answering your question, but it's the trickiest part of Lisbeth is that duality. I mean, that even contradiction, that she looks so fierce, but we know that deep inside she sometimes might be terrified, or like anybody will be on the adventures that she goes into. So, but that's, you know, that's why you need an actor of the level of the actors who have played this role before, but also the actor at the level of Claire Foy, where can really play that subtle inner life. That either they play in a very tough character, you can see in their eyes everything that's happening inside, and how scared or hopeful or like excited or terrified it can be or something.
And I think also she's doing lots of very brave things, not just for her, especially for others. So what was the bravest thing you ever did for anyone?
Oh my God. I mean, I don't know. I gave birth. That's pretty mega. Yeah. I don't know that I did that for. Yeah, me and my child were definitely both involved in that process.
Okay. That's fine. And of course, Lisbeth does lots about computer hacking stuff, and I think it was just like, okay, Claire does it very well. So are you into such computer stuff, or would you say, okay, I'm not that much computer girl? So
I have absolutely no understanding about the capabilities of technology at all, and I find it quite scary, so I don't really want to. I mean, I do think it's amazing what people can do, but it definitely is a black hole that you can disappear into.
And of course, computer world, social media stuff, getting more and more important to bring a movie out to the world. So what's your relation to all this social media stuff? Is it just like, okay, I have to do it business? Do you explore the internet on your own when you're just a private? What's your relation to social media stuff?
I don't have any, and that's, you know, not necessarily a judgment on social media as a whole. It's a judgment on my own personality. I would find it very, very addictive. And so I steer well clear.
I think it's a very good decision to do this way. Is there one character trait you were very surprised of that Lisbeth Salander also got it in herself? Was there anything you were very surprised of?
Yeah, I think it's always, you know, as a writer and a director, you design it in a way, so you don't get surprised by emotions that you discover there. You do get surprised by the performance of the actor and how do they approach the ideas you wrote. I mean, the paper and the letters are too thin. I mean, you can write as much, but when it comes alive, the things that can happen are magical. And with Claire particularly, like, she has a very different approach to many things that were in the script that I thought were going to be a certain way, and then so you see it and you get surprised out, like, wow, that she showed a lot more compassion that I thought she would, or she's a lot more in love with this character than I thought she was. Little things like that constantly surprise me as the first audience of the movie. I hope will surprise the audience as well. Right?
Thanks a lot, and
Thank
good
you,
luck
man.
with the movie.